Better, or make the mic sound better.
Maybe. What is up, guys? This is Young Breezy here to bring you guys a brand new addition to the Impact series. For anybody who does not know what the Impact series is basically where I bring a YouTuber here on my channel and they talk about how they came into the game and how it's impacted their lives. And as you guys see here, I am here with no other than SimplySlimYGO, known as Slim X Symmetry, or Team Symmetry. How are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm good.
I'm actually finally glad to be able to do this because I mean things have come up and everything and life does get busy, and stuff like that. But how did you come into the game?
Well, I came into the game, let's see, 2002, so I was in 5th grade, March of 2005. Yeah, so basically what happened was I used to collect Pokemon cards, and then like every guy, I moved on to Digimon. Digimon turned into Dragon Ball Z, and then one day, no one's collecting Dragon Ball Z anymore, and everyone's talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, and I'm like out of the loop, like completely just like out of the loop. Like my friends don't even talk to me. So they're talking about Yu-Gi-Oh, they're like playing on like these mats and stuff. So I'm like, okay, what's Yu-Gi-Oh? They tell me like the basics. I'm like, okay, and they're like, yo, do you want us to get you a deck? I'm like, sure. They're like, okay, there's 2 decks you can pick from. And they're like, you should get this one. And they basically showed me the Kaiba deck. And I like blue, I'm a guy, and I like a dragon. So I was like, yeah, let me get that deck. So they got me that deck. And then like they literally got it for that same night, and then the next day they brought it to me at school, and then I had it, and I never read the rule book. Like case in point, I've never actually opened the rule book, I think, at all, like in my entire history.
Damn.
Like ever. I know that's like super bad, but like I never opened the rule book, especially back then. I mean, I was a little kid, I didn't know any better, so I just looked at the cards, and then like then I started watching the TV show. I was like, okay, well, there's a TV show. And then when I saw they actually played on the TV show, I was like, oh, so this is how you play Yu-Gi-Oh! So I've got this whole idea that there's 2,000 life points and you can just summon anything, and we're all playing like that. And like you just realize, oh shit, that's not actually the way it works. But
Yeah, we learned real quick from that.
yeah, so I mean, it was just kind of like a very basic beginning, and I just really liked, Blue Eyes from the beginning, and I just liked the cards. I like some of the burn cards, like those are the people that remember Okazi came in that deck, Just Desserts came in that deck. I mean, you could win games just off of Just Desserts and Okazi alone, so I just thought it was pretty cool. But unfortunately, I didn't know the rules, and I still didn't learn the rules. The proper rules. I learned some basics. Like I went to a Toys R Us like Duelist League thing, and that's around the time Battle City came to the United States, the anime. So we were learning about tributing and learning about, or sacrificing, whatever you want to call it. We were learning about the proper ways to play. Well, I still went by the show, so I thought there were 4,000 life points. So had I opened the actual rule book, I would have known there was 8,000 points. So when they told me that, I was like, oh, okay. And then eventually I just learned, and over the period that I went to Toys R Us, I just accumulated better and better cards. It's where I got my first Jinzo, Ring of Destruction. I actually already had Mirror Force. Funny story, I was in the mall, and there was a card shop there. It was kind of like a collector's shop. They had a first edition Metal Raiders Mirror Force for $6, and I bought it.
The come up.
To this day, I swear I'll probably never get a better come up than that. Why it was marked only $6, I'll never understand. There was a bunch of people standing around looking at cards. No one was looking at Mirror Force. So I just very casually asked for it, got it, and ran out of the store. I was like, I've got like one of the best trap cards in the game, and I got it for $6. This is ridiculous.
That's crazy. I've never had that. Like the only thing I think I've ever gotten lucky on, like without knowing, I guess, value is like my friend gave me his cards, and then I had Super Ghost Sarcophagus, and
Oh, nice.
I just had all the good cards, not knowing I did. And this was back when like I first started.
Yeah.
But obviously, next question, and obviously hint the name of the Impact series. How has Yu-Gi-Oh impacted your life?
Oh man, like to be frank with a lot of people, and I tell everyone this, I told my girlfriend this, I told everybody, Yu-Gi-Oh basically saved my life. And I know that sounds absolutely ridiculous, but it's completely true. So I played the game for years. I'd gone to SJCs, but I was never really that competitive. I mean, I was competitive by nature, but I didn't understand what it was like to top an SJC. I didn't understand what it took to top an SJC. Like, I did a video today on goat control from 2005, and topping in 2005, it was just so hard to do because of how competitive players were, and how one person having a morphing jar versus you not having a morphing jar. There was only one print at the time, a tournament pack one. It was worth like, I think, 100 to two. It was several $100s, I think. So if you had access to it, you just had like an automatic advantage over your opponent. So I didn't understand any of that during the time. But basically, when I was 19, I was kind of going through kind of like I don't know if you want to call it like a rebellious kind of dumbass phase where, I just kind of did whatever I want. I did a lot of stupid shit, and, I hit some pretty rough situations, very adult situations that, could have impacted and changed my whole life. And at the time, I was really just kind of in a bad place. And that's when I started to play again, because I found out that people actually played at my college in San Francisco. So I decided to start playing again. And then when I noticed that there were events to go to, instead of doing stupid shit on the weekends, I would go play Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of doing stupid shit after class, I would go downstairs and play Yu-Gi-Oh! I just noticed I grew to love it more and more and more. And then that was like around 2009. And then around 2011 is when I started the channel. And basically I never looked back. I completely just didn't do anything outside of Yu-Gi-Oh. Like, I wasn't really someone that liked going out to clubs or going to bars, going to do shit like that. I would rather like play Yu-Gi-Oh on the weekends. So basically, I traded in all the dumb shit I could have done to play Yu-Gi-Oh. And then when I got partnered with ARG and I got to travel, and from like 2011 through all of 2012, basically through 2013, I went to like every YCS and every event. So that occupied like all my time. I wasn't doing stupid stuff then. So basically, I realized at that point, man, I made the best decision ever to choose Yu-Gi-Oh over all this other crap that most people do. So then it was just like, man, like I'm sticking with this game forever. So that's basically like the thing, is that it really just like impacted and like saved my whole life, because I've met so many people like through my travels. I've met so many professional players, so many sponsors, etc. And I mean, it's just been a blast. So I mean, it really did impact my life in a very, very positive way. Like, it actually did, in its sense, like save my life. So yeah, so I can be pretty
Well,
grateful.
with I guess with the way the series as well came up too. I obviously did hear you had a different life before Yu-Gi-Oh, and I figured hey, he turned around from doing the bad and turned this game known as a children's card game, even still to this day, people still call it that. But he took the game and turned it into a positive, and made such I get met so many good people. I mean, I can name a few. I mean, I know Kiko was one of them, I'm pretty sure.
Guy, every single day I miss that guy.
You got a Vexicus. I met him at ARG Chicago and Nationals when I went in 2015. He's literally the nicest. I don't care if anybody's had any bad experiences with him, but hands down, one of the nicest people I've met in this game.
I can tell people right now, like, without Cordero, like, I would be absolutely nowhere, like, at all, because like he was literally like the reason why, like, when I reached out to him, and at the time he had like 4,000 subscribers, and I mean, when you're just starting out a channel, when you get your first 100, you're just like, oh my god, this is crazy. So it's just like the fact that someone who had transcended like way beyond anything you had thought of is just insane. And like it's just the fact that he was nice enough to help me, and then I always just asked him for advice, and I always just listened to him. I always listened to everything he had to say, and I mean, it made a huge difference in like how I did my videos, and how like I got exposure. I wasn't afraid to reach out to people and collab. I was more like, why not give it a shot? There's no reason not to. So I mean,
Yeah,
it worked out.
Well, and at the end of the day, I mean, the worst anyone can say is no, or not. I'm not accepting, either guest uploads or doing collabs at this current moment. And you can either one take it with a grain of salt, I guess, if that's the type of person you are, or you could just walk, I guess walk away and then maybe try at a different time.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
I've learned it, and that's where I obviously this little mini collab, kind of started. I was patient. Obviously things have happened, like I said. And slowly but surely, I'm getting everybody who I have asked in the past and to be a part of this series. And like I've said constantly, every time that I've done this series, I feel the series can go a very long way if it's given the right push and put on and uploaded at the right time.
Right, I 100% agree because like a lot of people don't realize like you can once a series gets exposure, once a series becomes popular and becomes something that you're known for, like a lot of people look forward to that. Like for those of the people that don't know, like my best series was probably back in the day and I've revamped that completely like from scratch, and like I'm already like excited to see like what the response will be. Like will it be that
Yeah.
positive response? Will it be will it do what I hope it does?
Yeah, to where like when you were doing it, it had that reaction you were looking for.
Exactly, exactly. So I feel like any kind of series, if it's your own like thing, even if it's based off something someone else did, like a lot of people got to get over the fact that original content, while it is valuable, it's still very hard, especially in such a limited community of
Hmm.
Yu-Gi-Oh. Like we're never gonna see a million subscribers on I mean, unless Simply just does something just ridiculous, like you're not gonna see a million. It's not gonna happen.
That's that is
It's
true.
a sad.
Well, either him or if somehow Robbie gets some big ass spike, because that man's been on a roll lately.
I mean, he's been working at it though. Like that's the thing is when you decide to work at it, like you'll see the results. Like you'll reap the benefits. Like, that's
Hmm.
exactly it. And like that's the thing is he's been really grinding. Like Robbie's been uploading damn near every day and just his old content. It sounds like the old M Cole 40. So it's very enjoyable to watch. And I feel
Yeah.
that's like the difference is like if you actually put in the time and the effort, like I mean, obviously you'll see the the reward.
The result, yeah, and the results. Well, that's basically it for this episode. I believe this is going to be episode 3 of season 2 for the Impact series. If you guys got, I guess, any questions or whatever, I might do like little Q&As with any YouTuber that I have, so you guys can comment down below, as well as I will link Slim's channel as well down in the description. I always link every tuber's down in the description, as well as this kind of helps them get kind of exposure, even though I am a small channel, but any exposure is better than anything, nothing at all.
Exposure is
So
exposure, man.
yep. So I hope you guys do enjoy the video. Smash the like button if you guys did enjoy it. Obviously it's Slim, you gotta smash it no matter what. And don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. As always, this is Young Breezy, and I'm out. Doses.